Alright everybody, let's take a look at this here Chris Jericho figure that I used for JWF Collision. This is the one I made for his match with Bret the Hitman Hart. And I'll go over everything you ever wanted to know about it. Except for articulation, because most of the people watching this video probably already know how, WWE Elite Mattel figures move around, so I'm not going to sit here and go over all that. Basically, I modeled this design. I believe he wore this at, I want to say it was Invasion. I'm not sure exactly, so I don't know, whoever knows can correct me on that. But it's basically the exact same attire as the entrance grates, which is where I got this head, except in purple instead of red. So this is a Daniel Bryan body. It was from the Michael Cole Build-A-Figure series, so the one that had the gray cloth shirt. I chose to use a Daniel Bryan body because he's shorter and like more accurate to Chris Jericho's height. If you remember, my original Elite Chris Jericho was this one, and it was built on a Miz body, so you'll see that it's a little bit taller, and the skin tone is slightly darker on this one. This one, it matches perfectly, so I kind of like that better. I didn't want to go with another black costume, because Jericho in the Attitude Era and everything, even like in WCW, was known for wearing so many colorful different costumes, so I wanted to have something totally different instead of just another black one. And so I went with the same as the basics, except purple. Now, you'll notice that it's exactly the same pattern. Like, I tried to mimic it as good as I can. By the way, the reason why none of these have heads is because I only have one of these heads from this body. So I just keep popping it onto the different figures when I'm, animating. So, the paint that I used was this stuff. It is Model Master acrylic, and the color is Napoleonic Violet. Now, this stuff is thick, so I had to water this down a lot and paint it on in thin layers before it finally stuck. And it was a pain, but it took me a while, but it turned out okay. And then for the details, I got these painter's markers, upside down. I got a black and a silver one, and then I basically used this figure as a reference and copied the designs onto the Elite figure. And then at the end, I just put knee pads on them and painted the black wrist tape. The Jericho on the side of the boots there, that's just a label. Like, I drew it out on like a videotape like sticker that you would put on to label the tape. I just drew out the word Jericho and colored in all the black parts, and then cut it out, stuck it to the boot. Now, it's not, any kind of official, legit customization or anything, but it just has to look good on camera for me. Like, that's really the only purpose that I need it for. So, as long as it looks good on camera, that's all I care about. Jericho was always one of my favorites to watch in the Attitude Era, and he always had like a lot of really colorful attire, as I mentioned before. I'm actually kind of surprised Mattel hasn't jumped on some kind of like ringside exclusive where, it would be like from when he had the Undisputed titles. They could have him come with the 2 belts and a new head sculpt with a ponytail, because at the time he won that, he had like just a ponytail with like red hair dye on the tips of his hair, so, and a different beard or whatever. Something like that would be cool to see. But yeah, that's my Elite Chris Jericho figure that I used on JWF Collision. I prefer the body type as opposed to the original one that I made here. But I gotta say, I still think I like this attire better. I just wanted something a little different so I could swap them out when I'm using them in different matches and whatever. And I guess while we're here, we can take a look at this set that I made. Why not, right? Sorry about the delay there. So this is, well, just a little bonus. This is something I've been throwing together out of some foam and cardboard and straws and glue and paint and all kinds of stuff. Basically, what you're looking at is like a little loading dock scenario. You may be wondering, like, wow, how did I get this to stand by itself? Well, that's something I've been learning from a bunch of pros who've been doing this for a long time. This is magnetized inside here. So you'll see that, like, when you have it, set up like that, it's magnetic, so it holds together all by itself. That way, if I want to take it apart, all I got to do is, pretty much pull the magnets apart, and there you go. And, the door falls off, whatever, but I'm not a pro or anything. Like I said, all this stuff just has to look good on camera. So, I don't know. See what happens. Maybe I'll get better at something like this. Maybe I'll start selling stuff like this. Who wants to offer me money for this one? You can have it cheap. No, you can't. I'm just kidding. Highest offer. Alright. Well, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to show off this Chris Jericho figure.
People have been asking about it ever since I put up Collision, so happy to show it. In the meantime, look forward to some more stuff coming out here, hopefully pretty soon. Until then, I hope you all enjoy your day, night, week, however long it's going to be before I talk to you again. And if you haven't seen the animated match that this guy is in, I'm going to link that in the description because, damn, what's wrong with you? You haven't seen that yet. Okay, I'm done speaking.